Hello and good evening. Today we are going to discuss amazing HTML5 tags that every developer should know. So, now our first tag is header tag. It is used to define the header section of a web page or an article. It may be positioned as a direct descendant of body or main tag. Its examples are logo, tagline, search prompt, navigation menu. Okay. Now let's move to our next tag, which is main tag. It is used between header and footer. It contains the primary content of your web page. It can only be used one per page. The primary purpose of the main tag is to help screen readers to understand where the main content begins. Now let's move to our next tag, which is footer. It is used to define the footer section of a web page or an article content. It is not considered as the part of page outline. It can only be used one per page. It contains copyright info, contact info of the creator of the page, and often some navigational elements. Now, let's move to our next tag, which is address tag. The address tag is used in HTML to provide the contact information for the author or owner of a web page, document, or article. This can include various types of contact information such as an email address, physical address, phone number, social media handle, or website URL. Let us continue this. When using the address tag, the text will typically appear in italic font, and most web browsers will automatically add a line break before and after the address element. This helps to visually separate the contact information from the rest of the content on the page. Overall, the address tag is a helpful way to clearly and consistently provide contact information for the creator or owner of a web page or document. Now, let's move to our next tag, which is nav. Nav contains group of navigational links on the page. So we use nav as a container of list of navigation link. A page can contain multiple navs in the web page. Usually developer use nav inside header for providing top level menu. Now let's move to our next tag, which is article. It is another sectioning element, but it is included in the document outline. It represents a self-containing composition in a document that is independently distributed or usable. Now let's move on to their practical application. Now let's start coding. Now let's move to the practical application of our tag. Our first tag was header tag. So header tag is used to define the heading section of our web page. So it comes after our body, and let's start. Header, then it contains heading tag like, okay. So now we take a nav tag. Later on we discuss about nav tag in depth, but we just use this now. Inside this there is anchor tag. It's home. Then another one is about us. contact. That's it. Now let's see. Open with live server. Okay. Now let's move to the main tag. It is used to define the main content of a web page. It should be used to wrap the main content of page, excluding headers and footers. So let's start code. It contains headings, paragraphs. Okay. So B tag. Now first H1. This is my page. My main content. Okay. Now paragraph. Now next paragraph. This content is okay. Now let's see page. It should be used to wrap the main content of page, excluding headers and footers. So let's start code. It contains headings, paragraphs. Okay. So B tag. Now first H1. This is my page. My main content. Okay. Now paragraph. Now next setting. Sorry. Now next paragraph. Now next paragraph. This content is okay. Now let's see what is our output. Okay. So we get this as a main content. Yeah. Now let's move to our next tag, which is footer. Okay, inside this paragraph and copy for the copyright symbol year. Now all rights reserved. Full stop. Now let's see. Okay, we got this. Now our next tag is address tag. Okay, as it is used to indicate contact information of nearest ancestor. Let us see the tag. Now address tag. It is address tag. Inside this we can write like Aman 1 minute. Yeah. After this we are now its address 123 Delhi. After this, India. Okay, now just save this and oh yeah, you can see this. Now let's move to our next tag, which is navigation tag. So navigation will come after head. Okay, so map, yeah, UL, and after UL, LI. Okay, and after this we use anchor tag, href, then it's our home page. Just copy them and paste. So home, about us, after this we are having services and contact info. Yeah, just save this and let's see what happened. Okay, after adding CSS you can see the proper navigation bar. Okay, and now let's move to our last tag, which is article. Okay, so we just write article after this. Yeah, it contains multiple tags like h1 paragraph h1. In this you can write any title for your article. Okay, title of article. After this you can write any paragraph. Yeah, now just save this. We can also write multiple paragraphs here. Just save this and let's see. Okay, so this is our article. You can add styling for getting a fancy navigation bar also, and for getting a responsive website. Okay, so we'll see styling part in our next video.